Hello, Marky Dragon, also known as Marcus Eikenberry in real life. And holy cow, there is so much FUD going on in the markets. Now, let's just talk about this just a little bit here. About one, what's going on in the market, but two, what you should be doing to still make money in a market that is downtrend like this. So, I know that many of you are just freaking out, going, oh my God, I bought Bitcoin at 10,000, 12,000, 13,000, higher, higher, higher. I mean, I have family members that bought in at 13,000 and it was a really great deal when they bought in because it kept going up. And so, you know, they were feeling pretty good about it. And then, you know, now it is half that or less. And in fact, it has hit marks that are all the way back at what I originally bought in at. So now I'm like at a break-even point. But does that cause me to say, oh my God, I need to go sell my Bitcoin because it's losing value? No. Think of Bitcoin as an investment vehicle that is a long-term thing. There are rises and there are dips. You sell on a rise. You know, when you plan to sell it, plan on taking like 3 months for it to sell and looking at the market trend and figuring out your point in that 3-month period of when you're going to sell, because you're going to sell on a high. You're not going to go, oh my God, I need the money today and sell on a low. If you are, you're invested wrongly. In fact, that money shouldn't be invested. If you need your money back out today so that you can pay rent, you should have never had it in here in the first place. So there's a lot of strangeness going on. One of the things I want to talk about is credit cards. And what do credit cards have to do with the market? And China, for that matter, too. So, credit cards. There has been in Europe and in the United States, the banks are now saying no, no, no to buying cryptocurrency with credit cards. Now, this is freaking a whole bunch of people out. But listen, that is nothing new. You guys, this is not something new. Did you know that you can't just walk into a store and say, oh, I want cash off of my credit card? It doesn't work that way. There is no cashback option when you use credit card. Have you ever noticed that? And when you go to an ATM and you say, I want to get cash off of my credit card, what happens to you? Maybe many of you have never done this. Let me tell you what happens. What happens is it says there is a charge of 10%, 13%, 15%, maybe even higher for taking out this money. So let's say it's 10%. You pull out $100, you actually put on your credit card a bill of $110. This is the way it's always been. So, don't think that the banks, saying that credit cards are now going to be, you know, you can't buy cryptocurrency with it anymore. Dude, they didn't like it in the first place anyway. I can tell you that multiple times I tried to buy in, even at Coinbase, and we failed. We had to call the bank and say, yes, we want to do this. It ended up being a debit transaction, not a credit card transaction. And what was more successful, and which will still be successful, is a bank transfer. So don't get all freaked out about this, because it's just coming to the public attention. Banks are announcing that they're officially not going to support purchases via credit cards, and it's because they don't support purchasing cash with credit. And so, don't get all freaked out about this. It's nothing to get freaked out about. Now, this is, will banks then take the next step? So here's another word, like more of the fear, uncertainty, and doubt comes in. Are banks now going to say, okay, we're not going to allow bank transfers anymore? And some of them have already said that. So, here is my prediction on that. A few more will say that. They'll be like, no, any place that has anything to do with cryptocurrency, we're not dealing. All they are doing is shooting themselves in the foot. They're missing the opportunity of having that cash run through them. And cash running through the banks is how they make money. So, that's going to rise up some of these other lesser banks who are willing to deal in these markets, and it will still give you an opportunity to actually, cash out. Now, if you think about this, what's going to happen if all the banks say, no, you can't cash out at all? Well, does that mean that Bitcoin has no value? No. It means that you will find other ways to spend your Bitcoin coins and to redeem monetary value out of them. And so it's not going to kill the industry. So don't freak out about it. This is a dip. This is an opportunity for you to buy. And I really mean that. I am right now cashing out other things to buy Bitcoin. I kid you not. So, now, do I know if Bitcoin's going to go down further in value? No. Am I worried about it? No. Because history shows with Bitcoin that it can hit these higher marks, which is more than double what it is right now. And I believe it will go up there again, no problem. Now, this is my personal belief. I am not a financial advisor. I do not have a degree in economics or anything like that. I am an entrepreneur who has been dealing with business with virtual currencies for 20 years, since before Bitcoin. And, so I think that gives me some education on how this market works. Documentary film coming out in a couple of months. I'll be sure to tell you all about it here when it is. It's called Play Money. PlayMoneyFilm.com, if anybody wants to look it up. So, I will let you know when the release of that is. We are done filming it. I've seen the completed film. It's pretty awesome. So, now, let's talk about China. China is clamping down further on cryptocurrencies. And they have been doing this. This is a trend. China is afraid of cryptocurrency, and they keep putting the pressure on. Now, they've tried this many times before, and it springs back up in other areas, and they're doing a pretty good job this time. And so that also can cause the market to go down. But if they are successful in greatly eliminating cryptocurrency within China, it goes underground. Some people will still do it even though it's illegal. But it will continue to happen, and the government doesn't really have control over it. Now, us as Americans, or me as an American, should I say, I know a lot of my audience is in the US, but a lot of yours in Europe and other places too. So, but in the United States, we have these new tax laws on cryptocurrency. And it scares a lot of people because now I have had to change a little bit about how I think about cryptocurrency. And one of those changes is that I now have to look at it more as an investment vehicle than as a daily cash transaction vehicle. And so some really big names have dropped out of Bitcoin. Stripe, which is a credit card processor, stopped accepting Bitcoin. Damn you, Stripe. You announced that you were not accepting it anymore like 2 days before we were going live. We spent months working on that. We're going to figure out a different way. And so Microsoft has stopped accepting Bitcoin. Steam has stopped accepting Bitcoin. And I get it, because there's a real uncertainty in how the taxes are all going to work out. And so if the tax law remains the same as it is right now for cryptocurrency, I think what we're going to see is then 6 months' time or so, because big business moves really slow. There's a lot of politics in big business. So we're probably looking at least 6 months until some of them start accepting cryptocurrency again. And when they file their taxes, so you may not know this, but big businesses like that file their taxes quarterly, and they prepay for each quarter. Did you know that? Yeah. So unlike most of us here in the United States, our individuals, me, you, we pay, we file annually. and we pay what we owe, or we get a refund. It doesn't work that way for business. So give them 2 cycles of doing their taxes and of the government not complaining about how they're paying for cryptocurrency and stuff, for the stuff that they did and the stuff that their people are currently doing, and they will get more comfortable with it, and it will start to come back again. That is my prediction. So I do not believe that cryptocurrencies are going anywhere. They're having a hard time right now. The entire market is down. Actually, not the entire market. Have you guys seen Zcash? Yeah, it's one of my heaviest investments, and it keeps going up, even though the market is going down. All of my other stuff has gone down. Bitcoin's gone down, Ethereum has gone down, Litecoin has gone down, even my XRP, yeah, which I actually have a lot of it, has gone down. In fact, I'll tell you that it's really incredible to see that, like, one of my areas where I have about 10 different coins, one of my services, at the high point, it was worth about $6,500, and this morning when I looked at it, it was worth $1,600. Whew, that is quite a drop. But when I look at Zcash, it has been very steady or going up during this whole thing. And that to me tells me something. In fact, that is what I mine. You can look for my other video about mining. I show you exactly how to mine Zcash. And it has been holding steady. I'm so happy with that. That one has been very, very nice. And just off my gaming machines, I am getting about 3/4 of a coin per month off of 2 machines. And when I looked at it this morning, it was worth about $300 per coin. So, and I'm spending about $1 per day per machine on power. Not bad, huh? Yeah, go look up that other video I've got about Zcash mining. So, anyway, there's one other area, and this one blows my mind. So if you've made it this far in the video, you're about to have your mind blown. Because Zoukcoin scares the crap out of me. I look at this, I've done a couple of videos about it. It's a lending service. It is very much like BitConnect, and BitConnect imploded on itself, or should we say exploded, whatever. And it is very much like that as a lending platform. And I wanted to try it just because I, found it very interesting, and it, in many ways, has many red flags of being Ponzi, but I wanted to try it anyway. I wanted to put some money in and see what happens, and so I put $188 of my own worth of Bitcoin in, and then I've linked to it, and I've gotten some referral bonuses for those who, and by the way, every time I've said that that this one is really high risk. So don't anybody come back to me and say, "Oh my God, you linked to this and I lost everything." I told you that. I told you could, but I don't understand the math that's going on there. But I kid you not, in their system, I'm worth like 20,000 now. I don't think it's real though. I've started cashing out. I've started cashing out some of my daily interest. And daily, I'm cashing out around $250 worth of Bitcoin. And it just seems so surreal because I put in $188, plus I've gotten some referral bonuses and everything. And it's just, I'm not a dumb guy. And I look at this and I'm having a hard time figuring out how the math works in there. Math is where I do really well. And I'm having a hard time figuring it out. So, continues to be really, really high risk, but I seem to be making money in it, even in this downturn. So, think of now, change your way of thinking. You're right now going, I am scared out of my mind that I'm going to lose all my money and everything. Change your way of thinking. Say to yourself, okay, things look really bad out there, But where is the opportunity? Many people who have become very, very wealthy have done so in a downturn. They figured out how to make money when the world is going apeshit. And so if you can figure out your little niche of how you can take advantage of the market being so scrambled right now, you stand to possibly make a lot of money. The risk is higher, but you stand to make a lot of money. Now, what is an example of that? A very, very simple example of that is to buy Bitcoin right now. And that's what I am doing right now. So when Bitcoin hit these lows, I started selling off other stuff and converting it into Bitcoin because I firmly believe that Bitcoin's going to at least double going back up in the near term, like within the next 3 months. Now that's my belief. Whether or not I'm right, we'll have to wait and see, but that is the plan. So think about it this way. How can you capitalize on the way the market is right now to your benefit? And I'm not talking about stealing from people or anything like that. What I'm talking about is what needs have come into the market with the whole market looking this way. Because when the market looks this way, it presents new opportunities. You can do this, you can write it back up, and then you hold off because it may not work anymore once it goes back up. And then you rinse and repeat. Next time the market crashes down like this, you do it again. See? See how that works? All right. So give me your comments. I want to hear them. I want to see them. And thank you for being here. Make sure and hit that subscribe button along with the little bell right there so that you do get alerted, because YouTube's system for alerting subscribers is total crap now, and you have to take those extra actions in order to actually be alerted, even though sometimes you say, I want everything, and sometimes it won't even tell you. It's absolute crap. YouTube, thank you. I'm Marky Dragon. Take care, everybody.